Hey, what's going on to all of my Virgos out there? So let's get into it. Hope y'all Virgos are having a great day or a great night, depending on where you are. um, all right, so all right, so for you Virgos, you have the Eight of Wands, King of Cups, Nine of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles, Ace of Wands, Three of Swords, the World, Two of Wands, Four of Wands, and the Page of Swords. So, okay. So the Eight of Wands, King of Cups, Nine of Pentacles. The situation between you Virgos and other people have been pretty much avoidant. There's nothing really happening as far as relationship is concerned. I'm just seeing how a lot of you Virgos around this time, or some of you Virgos are talking to a lot of different people, but know anything, um, pretty much know anything, no kind of relationship actually getting started. Is more so like you're just talking to people, and a lot of people talking to you. Nine of Pentacles, a lot of people, trying to avoid you the best that they can. I don't know, they're busy doing their own thing, you know. So it could be even when you're trying to get to know people, like I said before, the two of you are just not connecting eye to eye, right? The two of you are just not seeing each other at eye level. To be honest with you, there's always some stuff going on. You know what I mean? There's always some stuff going on beyond the surface. To be honest with you, Virgos, it could be a situation where a lot of people don't want to hang out with you because they don't they think that you're too good for them, and you know even if you may like them, they may think that, you know what I mean, that you're better than them, and that they don't want to really put themselves out there to have you kind of tell them, nah, you good, because then that would really crush them. That would really hurt. The Two of Pentacles and the Ace of Wands represents. So the Two of Pentacles, you Virgos pretty much have a lot of time on your hands. And the reason why it is I'm saying that, honestly, right, the Ace of Wands, people don't, like I said, people are not interested in really going there with you. So I'm just seeing a lot of people kind of keeping you at bay. So, like I said, a lot of times people really like Virgos, but like I said, relationships and stuff like this is the Virgo's weakest point, because, you know, a lot of times people don't, they like Virgos, but the thing is that a lot of times people don't want to be in a relationship with Virgos because they lose their senses. A lot of that stuff is really tension. A lot of that stuff is really tension. Because I know people in my own life that I've spoken to from years ago that just stopped talking to me, just like that. And I thought it was going good, and it's like they thought that they revealed a little bit too much, even though I was trying to get to know them. They thought that they revealed a little bit too much, and they just vanished. So a lot of that stuff could be some serious tension. And I don't mean tension as far as friction is concerned. I mean tension where they want you. Because like I said before, you Virgos have to take into consideration that there's a lot of dynamics at play. And one of the dynamics that's at play is it could be desire. It could be people want you, but you know, people are gluttons for punishment. You know what I mean? They want to go through terrible relationships or stuff like this that are dysfunctional for them, and then complain about it later, or be lonely. So, right, I'm somewhere up with my hands like this because that's what it is that they want. Ultimately, You can't force these people to do something that they don't want. But hey, if it is what it is. It is what it is for them. So you Virgos are just as cool as a cucumber doing your own thing. The Three of Swords, the World, doing your own thing. It kind of sucks that people don't want to hang out with you because they like you too much, but they won't but they won't hang out with you because they like you too much, or whatever the case may be. Listen, you Virgos got to learn to free yourselves from this. You know, um, Sometimes a lot of people want you to take care of them, and they have that sense of entitlement. You try to do something good, and then it starts going to their head, and then and then they become a monster in the situation. They want you to do a little bit too much for them, and it's like, listen, why don't you cool off? Because it's not my job to take care of you and do all this and do all that. So maybe, like I said though, Virgo, maybe you're having problems because maybe the dating options out here are not necessarily on your level. You know, Maybe the dating options are like I said, trash. And, it is what it is though. It is what it is. Two of Wands. A lot of people see you, but again, they won't be in a relationship with you. So that's what makes it whack at the end of the day. A lot of people, doing a lot of stalking. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people doing a lot of stalking or paying attention to what you got going on, or want to hang out with you and stuff like this, but they won't actually hang out with you. You know what I mean? Uh, you know, you know and the Four of Wands and the Page of Swords represents how so what does this mean? What this means is you Virgos pretty much have to learn to just at this point in time, things are kind of slowing down for some of you Virgos. At this point in time, it's really within your best interest to just relax. Don't necessarily do too much as far as relationally. Focus on yourselves, because at this time, you know, especially with the way that things are going as far as the world is concerned, a lot of people, I grew up in this type of tension myself where a lot of people who are so upset and they're so angry, you know, they're just so upset about certain situations, but they're going overboard. They're going out of their way to be upset. And you could tell like they're going out of their way to be upset because there is no reason really to be upset, but they just have to create a problem with me trying to get to know them, because even because I'm a Virgo myself, but like even in situations, right? The Page of Swords, even in situations where, people can get to know you, people can still turn back around and be upset at you, Virgos, because you know it's to be honest with you, it's just messy because they could be upset at you for they could desire you and then be upset at you. You ain't really did anything to them, but again, the Nine of Pentacles, this is them just trying to avoid you as much as possible. And it's like they like you so much, then why are they wilding out? They're wilding out because ultimately they're dysfunctional. A lot of them are dysfunctional. And what once you learn that, the less afraid that you are. Now a lot of people will ask, what type of value am I bringing to the table? Well, first and foremost, I'm getting you to understand that the dating pool is not necessarily exactly what it is that you think it is. It's not as competitive as you think it is, because if it was competitive, because if it was honestly competitive, you Virgos would see a lot of people really just getting hitched, getting together, creating families, and moving their lives forward as a family unit. That's not necessarily out here. What it is that you're seeing is a lot of dysfunctional people unable to get themselves in a relationship, trying to use people, trying to, you know what I mean? Play all these types of games. So The Page of Swords represents here that at this point in time, the best thing for you Virgos to really do is just stay quiet, just not necessarily really say too much, and just kind of do your own thing. Because if you're not careful, right, people could desire you so much to the point where they start blaming you. And I know it's dysfunctional because it is dysfunctional, but people can start blaming you, right? Trying to go out of their way to try to show you just how much they don't like you, which me think thou art protest too much, right? It's protesting too much, is so um let's clarify, right? Let's clarify for the Nine of Pentacles. Let's clarify for the Nine of Pentacles. So you have the High Priestess, Three of Cups, Nine of Swords, the Justice. The High Priestess, like I said before, a lot of people wanting to get in on your business, wanting to know what you're doing, almost a supernatural interest in who you are and what you're doing. You know what I mean? But they got to go out of their way to act like that's not what it is. The Three of Cups, you've got a lot of interest, but again, a lot of people are really scared, yo. A lot of people really like you, but they're not really they're not really built for this. They will like you, but they know they're not really built for this. They're not really built for this, and it shows that they're not really built for this, because how come they just can't directly rock with you Virgos, actually be with y'all? Because they know that they're not really built for this. you know some of you stalkers have, excuse me, some of you Virgos have stalkers. I have stalkers. You know what I mean? I have this person, I have this person who's been stalking me for more than 10 years, 10 years plus. They had an opportunity to hang out with me. They played all these games, all of this, but then when I stopped hanging out with them, they're still stalking me still to this day. It's outrageous. And then the King of Swords and the Justice represents, well, you Virgos should pretty much, like I said before, they don't want to be in a relationship with you because they know that they're not really built to be in a relationship. And the Justice represents, yeah, this is an injustice. It is an injustice. The idea that you Virgos are so well liked, but nobody can seem to step up because everybody is just dysfunctional pretty much. And or I should say not everybody, but a lot of people, you either haven't met them or they're that dysfunctional, and they, put it like this. This is how it is that somebody has some issues. Somebody has issues with you when anything that you tell them, they get super emotional. Somebody has some serious issues when your existence gets them upset. You hanging around them and they just always moody, and you're like, what is your problem? What's your issue? Why do you always seem to be so upset every time, every time it is that I'm around? What is wrong with you? You ever ask, you should ask them that question and listen to what it is that they have to say. If they deflect, they like you, because that's too much. That's too much. All this emotionalism for somebody who's not doing anything to them. Why? So let's clarify. Let's clarify the Three of Swords. The Three of Swords is them heartbreaking themselves. So this is the King of Pentacles, Six of Swords, Ten of Pentacles, and the Devil. So again, the King of Pentacles and the Six of Swords, this is them being with other people and still stalking you, still interested in what it is that you've got going on. Still, even though they're hanging, even though they're hanging out with other people, still they're hanging out with other people as this terrible, rendition of trying to move forward, but still paying attention to what you Virgos got going on. And then you have the Ten of Pentacles and the Devil. The Ten of Pentacles and the Devil is that they're trying to get it through their mind that they have to move past the Virgo. They have to move past y'all. They're just wishing on a star. I have to move past the Virgo. I just have to. They're trying to convince themselves that they have to just move forward from this. And yet they can't. So, I don't know. But let's clarify the Page of Swords. Is hold on. So the Five of Wands, the Page of Pentacles, the Six of Wands, and the Five of Pentacles. So to clarify the Page of Swords, so the Five of Wands is, like I said, this is them trying to create some sort of upstir for you. So the best thing for you to do, leave them alone as much as possible. Let them try to psychologically trick themselves out of liking you, and even though they secretly in love with you and they got these problems and their ego won't let them admit that and do anything about it and all this stuff. The Page of the Page of Pentacles, Six of Wands, and the Five of Pentacles. Yeah, you Virgos should be taking care of yourselves at this time. Just go radio silent. You know, if nobody wants to be brave enough to step up, it is what it is. They lost you. And then the Six of Wands and the Five of Pentacles, even though they want to be in a relationship and they want to be in a relationship badly, they still won't step up though. So it is what it is. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share the video. If this reading gave you value, if it offered you some form of value, then it means that you should be getting a private tarot reading from me. Okay. So the link to my website, which you can purchase, reading, birth chart reading, relationship course, wealth course, are all in the comment section below, along with my Instagram, my merch, right? Which you can get all my apparel, Kareemspiritworks, t-shirts, coffee mugs, hoodies, pants, and my books on Amazon. The link to that are all four of those links are in the comment section below. Thank you. Peace.